Welcome to Le Podcast de Philippe. So today we're diving into CES 2025.
Straight from Las Vegas.
Yeah, all the crazy, cool tech coming out.
It's always an exciting show.
Always is. So make sure you hit that subscribe button down below on YouTube so you don't miss any of the other episodes we're doing.
Definitely.
But yeah, so we got reports from two different sources on the ground at CES.
Yeah, a lot to get through.
There is. Let's start with McAfee.
Okay.
They're releasing new software called Scam Detector.
Trying to keep everyone safe.
Exactly. And online scams are getting so sophisticated these days.
Oh, yeah.
So this is supposed to help detect scams through text and email and even video calls.
That's a big one.
Yeah. And they're even saying it can detect deepfakes.
Oh, wow.
I know. That's pretty wild.
It is.
So that's coming out this spring, and it's going to be bundled with their antivirus packages, so no extra cost.
That's good.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Definitely.
So moving on to something a little more fun, shall we say.
Sure.
Razer. They have this concept they're calling Project Ariel.
Interesting.
And it's a gaming chair, but
not just any gaming chair.
no, it can heat up or cool down.
So during those intense matches, you can have a nice cool breeze.
Exactly. Or if you're just chilling, playing a relaxing game, you can be nice and cozy.
I could see that being very popular.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Especially for streamers and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So is there a release date on that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And no price announced, but I mean, if it's anything like that Fusion Pro Chair that came out recently.
That's pretty expensive.
Yeah, over $1,000.
I bet this one will be pricey too.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so what else is going on at CES?
Okay, so let's talk cars.
Always a big one at CES.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And this year, BMW is doing something really interesting.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So they're not even showing any full vehicles.
Really?
Yeah. Instead, they're focusing on the interiors of the future.
So concept interiors.
Exactly. And they have this whole new system they're calling panoramic drive.
Okay, what's that about?
Well, basically, it's a ton of screens.
Like how many?
For one thing, there's a screen that spans the entire windshield.
Wow.
I know. Plus, there's an advanced heads-up display and a voice assistant.
So very futuristic.
Super futuristic.
Yeah.
And it gives you a little peek into what, autonomous driving could be like.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and all this is powered by Android.
Interesting they went with Android.
Yeah. It kind of makes you think, maybe car interiors are just going to become giant smartphones on wheels.
In a way, that's kind of already happening.
That's true.
All right, well, let's move on to something a little different.
Okay, sure.
Sony's got a new headset.
Oh, yeah. Like a VR headset.
Yeah, but it's mixed reality.
So a combo of VR and AR.
Exactly. It's called the Medecten.
I remember their PlayStation VR too.
Yeah, that one didn't really take off.
Not really.
But it seems like they're trying again with this one.
So is this for PlayStation or?
Yeah, actually, they're targeting developers with this one, not consumers.
So maybe they're taking a different approach.
Yeah, it seems like it.
So what's so special about this headset?
Well, it's got some pretty impressive specs.
Like what?
Well, for one thing, it has 4K screens for each eye.
Wow.
And it supports up to 12 motion capture sensors.
So really realistic movement tracking.
Exactly.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's supposed to launch in March 2025 in the US.
So not too far off.
Nope.
Okay, so moving on. What else have we got?
Gamers, listen up.
Ooh, what is it?
Lenovo is jumping into the portable PC gaming market.
Really?
Yeah, they're releasing a new handheld console.
Cool. What's it called?
The Legion Go S.
Okay, and what makes this one stand out?
Well, it's the first third-party console running on SteamOS.
SteamOS?
Yeah, it's Valve's Linux-based operating system.
Oh, okay, so full Steam integration.
Exactly. So you get access to all your Steam games and the community features.
That's awesome. So what kind of specs does it have?
Well, it's got a Ryzen Z2 Go chip. Okay.
A high-resolution screen with 120 hertz refresh rate.
Nice.
Detachable controllers.
Cool.
And they've supposedly improved the battery life, too.
That's always a good thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So when's coming out?
The SteamOS version is set to launch in May.
Okay, and how much is it going to cost?
Starts at $499.99.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
All right, so moving on.
Let's talk wearables.
Okay, so what's new in the world of wearables?
Well, the Garmin Instinct 3 is getting a pretty big upgrade.
The Instinct 3, I love those watches.
Yeah, they're super popular.
What's new with it?
Well, for one thing, they're adding an AMOLED display option.
Ooh, so a brighter, more vibrant screen.
Exactly. And they're adding a built-in flashlight.
That's cool. I always wish my watch had a flashlight.
Yeah, it's super handy.
So what else?
Oh, and they're extending the battery life.
Even longer. How are they doing that?
Solar charging.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, for sure.
So, wait, are they changing the design at all?
Nope. It's still got that iconic, chunky retro look.
Plus, they're releasing a new E version that's supposed to be even more affordable.
That's great. I'm sure that'll be popular.
Definitely.
Okay, so last but not least.
Robots.
All right, let's talk robots. What have we got?
SwitchBot is releasing a new robot vacuum.
Oh, okay.
But it's not just any robot vacuum.
What do you mean?
It's called the K20 Plus Pro,
Uh-huh.
and it's modular.
Modular.
Yeah, you can customize it with different attachments.
That's crazy. Like, what kind of attachments?
Well, they have a pet camera you can add,
Wow.
and a tablet stand.
Really?
Yeah, and even an air purifier.
That's wild. So, like, it's more than just a robot vacuum.
Exactly. It's like a multitasking marvel.
I love it. How are they making this work?
Well, it has this unique platform they're calling the Fusion platform.
Okay.
And that's what lets you attach all these different modules.
So it's like a robot with superpowers.
Pretty much.
That's awesome.
Definitely a cool innovation.
Yeah. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from CES so far.
I too. It's amazing to see all this new technology.
So, what do you think is the most exciting thing we've talked about so far?
That's a tough one. There's so much cool stuff.
I know, right?
I think I'm most intrigued by that BMW panoramic drive system.
Yeah, that one's pretty wild.
It really makes you think about what the future of driving could be like.
Definitely. And those screens are just insane.
Yeah, the whole windshield being a screen is pretty mind-blowing.
Totally. What about you? What are you most excited about?
I think for me, it's that SwitchBot robot vacuum.
Really?
Yeah, I just love the idea of a robot that can do so many different things.
Yeah, the modularity is pretty cool.
Exactly. It's like
Wow.
the future is finally here,
It really does feel that way sometimes.
especially at CES.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right, well, should we move on to some of the other cool stuff we've got?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's go.
I mean, it makes you wonder, like, what else they could add to that robot in the future.
Oh, yeah, the possibilities are endless.
Right. Like, imagine, like, a little arm that
Yeah.
comes out and, like, folds your laundry.
Oh, that would be amazing.
I know. Or, like, a module that waters your plants.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The future's going to be wild.
It really is.
Okay, so let's circle back to Sony for a sec.
Okay.
That Xing headset they're releasing.
Yeah, the mixed reality one.
Yeah, it's interesting that they're focusing on developers with this one.
Yeah, it's kind of a different approach for them.
Right. Like, instead of trying to sell it to, like, everyday consumers, they're going after the people who are actually building the experiences.
Yeah, it makes sense, though. I mean, if they can get developers excited about the platform, then the consumer stuff will follow.
That's true.
And with those specs, I mean, 4K screens and 12 motion capture sensors.
It sounds pretty powerful.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So who knows what kind of crazy stuff developers are going to come up with.
I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Me too.
Okay, so let's talk about another gaming thing.
Okay, hit me.
That Lenovo Legion Go S.
Yeah, the SteamOS handheld.
That thing is going to be huge.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, I think a lot of PC gamers have been waiting for something like this. Like a portable device that can actually run, like, real PC games.
Not just like mobile games or whatever.
Exactly. And with SteamOS, you get access to, like, this massive library of games.
Yeah, and the community features.
Yeah, and the whole Steam ecosystem.
It's a smart move by Lenovo for sure.
Yeah, I think they're really onto something with this one.
Agreed.
Okay, so let's switch gears again.
Sure.
Let's talk wearables.
Okay.
That Garmin Instinct 3.
Oh, yeah, the updated one.
I'm glad they're keeping that chunky design.
Me too. I love that look.
Yeah, it's so, like, rugged and outdoorsy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a real adventure watch.
Totally. But it's cool that they're adding those new features, like the AMOLED display.
Yeah, and the built-in flashlight.
Yeah. And the solar charging for, like, even longer battery life.
That's going to be a game changer for a lot of people,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
especially like hikers and stuff.
Totally. They're going to love that.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with what Garmin's doing.
Me too.
It seems like they're really listening to their customers.
Yeah, and trying to, like, innovate and push the boundaries of what a smartwatch can be.
Exactly.
So,
Mm.
okay, I want to talk about something else.
Okay, what's on your mind?
That McAfee scam detector software.
Yeah.
It's like we were saying before, like, online scams are getting so crazy these days.
It's scary how sophisticated they are.
I know. Like, you really have to be careful.
Yeah, you can't just trust anything you see online anymore.
So it's cool that McAfee's, like, trying to help people stay safe.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, anything that can help protect people from getting scammed is a good thing,
Yeah, for sure.
especially with deepfakes becoming more and more common.
Yeah, like you said before, you can't even trust videos anymore.
It's wild. Like, technology is amazing, but it can also be used for some pretty shady stuff.
That's true.
All right, so what else you got?
Okay, so this BMW panoramic drive system.
Yeah. The one with all the
I
screens?
mean, it's super futuristic and everything.
Definitely. Like straight out of a sci-fi movie.
I know. But it makes you wonder, like, what's going to happen to driving?
Yeah, like are we all just going to be passengers in our own cars?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, is the whole concept of driving going to become obsolete?
I mean, it's possible, right? Like with self-driving cars and everything.
It's crazy to think about.
It is. Like the future is coming, whether we're ready for it or not.
I know. It's both exciting and a little bit terrifying.
I agree.
Okay, so before we wrap up, I want to go back to the robots for a second.
Okay, the SwitchBot one.
Yeah. I just think it's so cool how they're making robots more versatile.
Yeah, the modularity is a game changer for sure.
Right. Like instead of having a different robot for every task, you could just have one robot that can do it all.
Exactly. And as they come out with more modules, you can just keep adding functionality.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate customizable robot.
I love it.
I mean, it really feels like we're on the cusp of like a whole new era of robotics.
It does, doesn't it? Like
Yeah.
robots are finally starting to live up to the hype.
Yeah, like for so long they've been kind of limited to like specific tasks, you know?
Yeah, like industrial robots or those little robot vacuums.
Exactly. But now it feels like they're becoming more like, actual companions.
Yeah, like something out of a sci-fi movie.
I know. It's pretty exciting.
It is. But it also makes you think, like, what's going to happen when robots become even more advanced?
Yeah. Like, are they going to take over the world?
Hopefully not.
I mean, it's like a classic sci-fi trope, right?
It is. But I think it's important to remember that, like, we're the ones who are building these robots.
Yeah, we're in control.
Exactly. So it's up to us to make sure that they're used for good.
Yeah, and that they don't, turn against us.
Exactly. We don't want any Terminator situation.
No, definitely not.
But all jokes aside, I think it's really important to have these conversations about the ethics of AI and robotics.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like,
Yeah.
as technology advances, we need to make sure that we're using it responsibly.
Exactly. It's not just about like building cool gadgets. It's about thinking about the impact they're going to have on society.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we've covered pretty much everything from CES.
Yeah, I think we hit all the highlights.
So what are your final thoughts?
Well, I think it's clear that like technology is advancing at an incredible pace.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And it's really exciting to see all the cool stuff that's coming out.
Yeah, like CES always gives you a little peek into the future.
It does. And I think the future looks pretty bright.
Yeah, I agree.
But like we were saying before, it's important to be mindful of the potential downsides of technology too.
Yeah, we got to make sure we're using it for good.
Exactly.
All right, well, that's it for this episode of Le Podcast de Philippe.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, it was great chatting with you.
Yeah, likewise.
So, to everyone listening, thanks for tuning in. And make sure you hit that subscribe button down below on YouTube so you don't miss any of our other episodes.
Yeah, and let us know in the comments what you thought of CES this year.
Yeah, what were your favorite announcements? What are you most excited about? We want to hear from you.
Definitely.
All right, well, until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.
See you later.